You know, I had plans to release a very good actual video about a game that I want to talk about, but then I got really sick, so I'm talking about a Highguard instead. Hey, fun fact, I'm sick right now. That's how bad this game is. It made me sick, literally sick. It is so bad that it put me out of a commission. That's how god-awful this is. Whose idea was this? I really want to know.
I'm reading the Bible like, what is this?
You think someone would learn their lesson somewhere, but I guess not. What are we doing here? What the fuck is this? Highguard. So Highguard is the latest live service slop game. And surprise, surprise, it's not good. But what makes this even more confusing is how it was marketed. This was the final reveal at the Game Awards last year, which you would think would be a place for something grand or amazing, and more than likely, you know, single player. So why give attention to this game? This also was not a paid thing either, as Geoff Keighley, the guy who runs the Game Awards, made this the final announcement because he liked the game so much. Which makes me wonder if Geoff Keighley is autistic because he cannot read a room for shit. Like, you can't call out Konami 10 years ago over Kojima.
It's inconceivable to me that an artist like Hideo would not be allowed to come here and celebrate with his peers and his fellow teammates.
Have a history of talking about how video games are an art form, and that's the big reason you started the Game Awards in the first place.
Great games comfort us, help us understand different perspectives on the world, and maybe even change us. That's what makes this medium different. Games, the actual things we play, are insanely special.
And then go, yeah, guys, this game, Highguard, this is the last announcement. It's some gas. And then double down on it on Twitter like a fucking idiot. Like, Jeff, what happened, man? Are you okay? The breakup couldn't have been that bad. Come on, dude.
No, I would never turn down an invitation from you. Not after Bora Bora.
Gone for that nigga, get it over with.
This is a public event.
Gone for that nigga, get it over with.
What ended up happening as a result is that Highguard got a massive amount of pushback. Nobody liked this reveal at all. The dev team, meanwhile, didn't market the game whatsoever until the day of its release, with the most heat trying to gas it up showcase I have ever seen in my life.
Would you like to know more?
Would you like to know more?
That's okay. You can keep it.
Players are always craving something fresh and a game that is not exactly like something they've played before.
So we made Apex Legends.
The cool thing about our bases in our world is that those bases are discovered in Highguard.
Yeah, that's cool and all. My question is, they have a narrative director for this game?
I think everyone was on board with fantasy meets ballistic guns.
So you just made Paladins. This is what Paladins was. No, but this is a base-defending MOBA-like game. But now it's a shooter, a fast-paced one. In other words, we made Deadlock. As you can tell, they weren't fooling anybody. And despite peaking at nearly 1,000 players, because it's a free video game, the game sits at, I shit you not, 7% of that player count, alongside a mostly negative review score on Steam. Congrats, guys, you really knocked it out of the park this time. Although, quick update, the reviews have gotten better, because now they're mixed.
Way to go, guys!
And look, I know shitting on this game is kind of popular right now, but I really am confused why they thought this was a good idea that would stand out, and why Geoff chose to promote it so heavily. Like, what did he see here? So this is why a Highguard made me physically sick, and why it sucks ass. First off, yes, the game is optimized terribly. You can tell, this shit is barely running on my 3080 Ti. I will kinda gloss over this point because this is kinda par for the course. My question is, why do they feel the need to shadow drop it instead of having an open beta? You would think in a game like this, you would want multiple players beforehand to test your game out, but that would be a smart idea, which I guess eludes the developers. Next, the game itself. It's fucking boring. Although I will admit, ironically, I do think it's quite a bit better than most games in its genre, which is not saying much, but let me explain. Now look, to be honest, I'm not good at multiplayer games at all, but even with how dogshit I am, I can admit the gunplay is pretty good. Even if it is just Apex Legends, the gunplay is very snappy and fun. The movement is frantic and enjoyable. I will admit, when the game gets intense, it's actually pretty fun. The shooting feels pretty good. The problem, though, is everything surrounding the shooting, as you spend quite a bit of time not really shooting. Instead, how the game works is you go around collecting blue crystals and buying weapons and fighting stuff in crates. Kind of like a battle royale, except this isn't a battle royale at all. No, this is a 3v3 tower defense MOBA game, where the goal is to destroy the enemy's bases. The baffling part is that this is a 3v3 game, and even more baffling are these really large maps they made. So what results from this is very boring downtime, where you spend a lot of time just scavenging mindlessly, but yet exploration isn't really encouraged at all, because what the fuck are you gonna find out here? Unless you really want to be mowed down by enemies you run into. In a game like this, you're gonna want to stick with your 3v3 team. But then that begs the question, why are the maps so goddamn big? And there's no PvE elements either, so you're just doing nothing in this area. The maps do not fit the kind of game they want this to be. And again, it's so empty, it's like they didn't even try. Maybe have some AI enemies that could drop loot or something. Maybe have some randomized storms or events or something on these maps.
It would be nice if we could actually, you know, get like maybe like some AI enemies or something.
Yeah. Instead of just like looting chests.
Like something to give us more, like give us some more brain activity. That'll maybe also get us, you know, some more like maybe more ores or whatever that we get.
Yeah. Or hell, just up the player count. Maybe a 6v6 or an 8v8 could be way more intense. Or my solution, a 3v3v3 kind of game, where choosing which enemy to strike could be itself a strategy. What you get instead, though, is a very repetitive and boring game, where you spend quite a bit of downtime just wandering around. This would work in a battle royale where every firefight is a big ol' intense moment, but not in a game like this, where now every match is more incentivized to feel repetitive and the same, stuck in a cycle between wandering around and just shooting around. Furthermore, because this game is a 3v3, communication is pretty important for this kind of game. Whether you actually get that communication, though, is completely up in the air. So you get these wildly unbalanced matches where you can just steamroll the enemies or they'll steamroll you, depending on whether or not you're playing with friends and or how sweaty each player is. Every match feels wildly unbalanced, wildly boring, wildly repetitive, and when you win, you don't even really feel satisfied.
I feel more relieved that I won the game than I actually do feel like happy we won. Like that shouldn't be a feeling. I should be like, fuck yeah, let's fucking go. No, I'm just kind of like, oh.
Thank God this shit is over.
That's not something you should feel when winning a fucking game.
It's just baffling that they made the game like this. Why did they do this? Why even drop the game at all? Why even make this thing? Who was this made for? Hey, so while I was recording this video, they dropped a 5v5 mode, so they listened to me. I mean, kinda. 5v5 is still too small in my opinion, but it's something. Now, is it good? I don't know. To be honest, I didn't play it, and I'm not really going to. It's still a boring, repetitive mess, and I don't want to have to play it more than I have to. I want to make videos I'm actually proud of making, you know? And furthermore, it's a limited time mode, which, you know, why wasn't this the base game? Why wasn't there an open beta for feedback? You think that would have been important or something? They had this whole shadow drop, let the game speak for itself sort of thing, which if you're a game like a Hi-Fi Rush is a fucking awesome because you're a single player game and constant maintenance isn't required. But these fucking morons forgot they're making a live service multiplayer game. So the secretive Playboy Cardi ass bullshit does not work. Even when they improve the game, there are more questions than answers. I don't know, it doesn't fucking matter anyways.
Real men ain't doing it. Real men don't care about that gossipy bullshit. Get to work, man.
My other huge problem with this game is that it's completely sauceless. There is just nothing stylistically unique about it. Again, you have a narrative director for this shit, but like, what narrative is there? What artistic direction is there?
Highguard, you have no sauce. You ain't getting no.
And the issue is, artistic direction might be just as important as the gameplay itself. People, for some reason, still play Overwatch 2. I don't know why, but if I were to guess, a part of it has to be these characters and their designs, which when Overwatch first came out, was the freshest part of that game. Marvel Rivals, the Overwatch clone that overtook Overwatch, is the same thing, although now it has the Marvel Universe to lay back on as well. But it does its own things, like really popularizing Jeff the Landshark. Helldivers 2 has a very rich lore and universe that's very interesting, and I hate to say it, so does Destiny 2.
Go to Steam, uninstall Destiny 2 and do something with your life.
Fortnite, meanwhile, just throws every brand at the wall. And because the makers of Highguard are ex-Respawn, look at Apex Legends. That was set in the Titanfall universe, which was kind of the initial appeal of it. So what appeal is there in Highguard? The answer is none. There is none. Zero. The characters are the most generic, brand-friendly designs I have ever seen. The character Scarlet looks kinda cool, and that's literally about it. Everybody else just looks so boring. They sound boring too. Half the dialogue sounds like a soccer mom talking.
The road's paved with golden lights.
Stay focused and in control. It's the only way. I will call upon my brother to take control. And we will find victory together, my friends.
I'm Trader Flynn. Just call me Flynn. First step's just ahead. Let's see what you're made of.
Okay, Mario. Time to party.
The universe all looks Unreal Engine 5 and generic, and the whole fantasy element the devs touted doesn't feel truly embraced here. The game could have been any genre and it wouldn't feel any different. This game could have been about fucking superheroes and it would have felt the same. It literally feels like they took Apex Legends, just slapped on some fantasy elements and went, yeah, that's the game. Even the HUD just looks like Apex Legends. Is there a difference here? This is just Apex Legends, but you ride a horse or a panther or whatever. I have different, I can ride a panther, I can ride a bear, and I can get an exclusive griffin.
Who cares? Who cares, brother?
Like every other game that I reviewed like this is yet another game made for everybody but appeals to nobody. And I feel kind of bad because making a video game is hard work. But why not put that passion into something different, something that doesn't feel the same, something that isn't in an overcrowded genre, something that isn't fucking boring as hell, something people would actually want to play over everything else. It's gotta be hubris, right? Like, who thought this was a good idea? It's like the anti-Expedition 33. Highguard is not a game made to tell a story or to make a game that a big publisher wouldn't greenlight, but rather it's to make something that everyone else has already seen. To be fair though, part of the problem is how the game was marketed, and that fault lies squarely on Geoff Keighley. This should not have been the final TGA announcement, and I'm kind of jaw-dropped that Geoff Keighley didn't read the room of his own fucking show. Either way, as cruel as I am, mostly for entertainment, I do wish the devs the best, but I also hope they make an actually good, unique game next time. Hopefully you didn't play Highguard and played something else this year. Hopefully you played something in your backlog, you spend time with your loved ones or something, and hopefully I don't die tomorrow.
Fuck it, I'm out of here.
Fuck you in the lanes you came with. Me and you ain't on the same shit. You ain't in my lane, bitch, nah. All that shit in fifth, rollie on my wrist. Ay, baby, you a star, I'm my only wish. I'm counting blue hundreds, I'm too money. Ay, and my little bitch, she too lovely. Yeah, hanging up and calling me right back. Ay, baby, why you calling me like that? Yeah, getting high with the seat laid back. Baby, gon' relax, yeah. Hey, they don't know the half, yeah. No matter what happened, I got your back. Baby, that's the facts, yeah. That's the facts, yeah. We can fight, but the feeling's gone. I try to find the words, but they never come. I can still see you on the lawn. Hey, laying outside in the summer sun. Yeah, we can fight, but the feeling's gone. I try to find the words, but they never come. I can still see you on the lawn, hey, laying outside in the summer sun. Hey, I'm with a dark-skinned girl on a Sunday, that's that Black Sabbath. She put them ones all down on a Hyundai, and she had to have it. Baby, that's the facts, yeah, that's the facts, yeah.
Golden Labubu, giving me straight teeth. This relatable meme is actually pretty easy to explain. So there's this golden Labubu, a small, wide-eyed collectible creature toy. And it's kinda like the Tooth Fairy. And so, when the youngins are saying I got straight teeth, they're actually referring to this Tooth Fairy Labubu. And so these videos are playing along with the idea of this magical Labubu, expressing joy and excitement from being granted brand new straight teeth. Labubus are not the only entity capable of granting straight teeth. You may receive straight teeth from fine shit. Or perhaps more conveniently, from your bro. Everybody loves receiving straight teeth. And the Labubu Tooth Fairy, in my opinion, gives the best. Send this video to your parents. And a special thanks to Red Panda Dev.